What's up, guys? Welcome to Blake's Garage. Today I got this right here that we're going to be installing in the F82 M4 BMW. So I know it's kind of hard to find stuff on aftermarket racing seats for like M4s and M3s or the F8x platform. So I am running a Sparco Evo. This is a little bit of an older one, but it's still certified till 2023 and all that stuff, which honestly doesn't matter unless you're in sanctioned racing, but you know, it is what it is. So I picked this up off my buddy Clint. This was actually his passenger seat in his old WRX, and it really wasn't even used that much, so got a good deal on that. I picked up some Sparco side mounts, and I picked up these VAC Motorsport floor mounts from Keys Motorsports. So Keys, huge shout out to Brian for getting these for me right here, these VAC Motorsports. I'll show you the box. Very cool. This is the box. Came like this. These are the brackets for the seatbelt themselves. So that'll actually work with the standard 3-point because I'm not running a cage. So currently I won't be like running any you know, harnesses or anything like that. So you can see it did come with some hardware. I actually 3D printed some spacers right here that doesn't really come with that. So you would either use washers or something, but I made these on Fusion 360 and printed these out. So these are gonna work with this little bracket piece here so that everything is spaced properly, right? Because if I put this in the back area, well, then the screws in the front are going to be wobbly and that sort of thing, and we don't want that. So I made 3 or 4 of those, which is awesome. Huge shout out again to Brian from Keys Motorsports. You can order this stuff through him. He's got a ton of different options for, you know, F80s, F87s, whatever, F30s, all that sort of stuff of BMWs. Gonna get you a great deal. Cool BMW guy in the community. So this is the inside rail. You can see VAC, it's got the part number on there. So this is for the passenger side. So if I do end up running a passenger seat, you know, with a fixed back seat, I can use these rails, which is awesome. And I may do that in the future. We'll just kind of figure that out as time goes on. But let's get this one into the car. So we'll go outside. It's like 100 degrees outside. It's hot. We'll rip it out. We'll try to throw this one in. Seats should be easy to do, but they never are. It always takes way too long. I did grab some extra hardware and all that stuff. I mean, it's like adjusting, figuring out everything, where you're gonna be at, what holes, you know, you're gonna line your stuff up to. You wanna just put everything loose, kind of loosely fit it, make sure your seat's centered and all that, and then go to town. So on to the M4. Super dirty right now. Sorry about that, guys. We are gonna rip these seats out. Like I said, I've been waiting for time attack. I really haven't been driving the car much. I've been preserving the Nankang AR1s. Yeah, we can rip the seat out. Basically, it's pretty straightforward as far as ripping the seat out goes. We will push these things all the way back, expose the screws and that dirty carpet. When I did my Bob Sound install for my speakers, I got this really cool kit, which actually came with all the stuff to remove the seats and install their speakers. But it also came with a T50 Torx and all the tools. And I literally just leave these in the car. So we are gonna use a T50 Torx on here. We'll bust that off. We'll use the New-Gen Milwaukee here. We can literally just move the seat forward. And remember, guys, there is airbags in this seat. They're right here. So when we do disconnect this stuff, we just have to keep that in mind. You know, obviously we don't want the airbags to go off. And we are gonna have to probably either live with the airbag lights or get the airbags coated out. So we got 2 more right back here. This guy right here. So yeah, underneath the seat itself, you can kind of prop it up like this. So now we can see the connector right here. Click back on this, you kind of push down on that area, slide back, connector is gonna come out. Now remember, this, you know, could technically activate airbags and all that sort of stuff, but it is a quick disconnect, so that's cool. All right, so we're good here. Remember, got those carbon seat backs right there. Ooh, looking good. You can get those from Keys Motorsports also. Alright, so we need to remove the seatbelt tensioner right here, or what we could call the other side of the seatbelt. But this does actually have like a little shotgun blast in it that goes off in case of an accident. It basically shrinks this area, sucks this in, tightens up your seatbelt. That's the idea here. So we got a little bolt here. It's a T50 also. Kind of see, I think I need to get a nut for this. Yeah, assume I need to get a nut for the back side of this, and then we're gonna chase those wires right there. From what I could tell, these little wires in here, we'll have to cut a zip tie here. Like these little like blue and white connectors right there are for that. So you kind of just push on this little piece right here, and then it looks like you push on this piece here, and then this whole thing should kind of slide out, right? And then if we look on the side here, we actually see like a little tab right there too. So I think if I push on that, I'll have to do this off camera a little bit. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if I just push on that, I should be able to slide these connectors out. A lot of time you can take apart these BMW things. So blue is on the inside, white is on the outside. Obviously, remember that. We're gonna cut the little zip tie here. So we'll put that back when we put the stock seats back in the car. White one on the outside, right? Okay, so we'll leave the white one out. We're gonna just leave the blue one on the inside, which was on the inside there. We're gonna leave that in. That looks like it's for the other airbag stuff. There's only 2 wires though, surprisingly enough, which is kind of crazy. And there's 4 on this. So I've heard people using like E30 belt tensioners. I don't know, it's an idea, could happen. So we're gonna smash this on this bracket. But we do need a nut for the backside here. So I'm gonna have to find something, maybe go to the hardware store and grab a nut there. Then, yeah, basically this is gonna mount up underneath the seat rail, right? So in between the seat rail, it's gonna smash in between. We need to put at least probably 2 bolts in here, ideally, you know, and that is gonna slide in on the inside mounts. All cleaned up, let's go ahead and bolt down those VAC seat mounts. The skinnier one goes on the inside, the fatter one goes on the outside. Kind of sat the seat in here. I'm not on sliders, right? And I gotta figure out what the rake is gonna be. The best idea here is basically line up the brackets. I just kind of loose bolted up everything. Seating position. This is just out of the box. Not bad. So I don't have sliders on it, right? I just have 2 bolts in at the moment. But it feels pretty good. I do think maybe I need to be a little bit more upright, and I'll raise the back just a little bit. So I'll raise the back 1 hole. Honestly, I feel fine with this. Got a little bit of a bend in the knee. Still got a bend in the knee in the brake. All right, so initially this is kind of how I have it. This seems like it's gonna go over to the 3rd hole on the inside. Now this is all going to depend on your seat, obviously. If you have a wider seat, it'll be different. So I mean, you can't really use this as a guide, but it does look like probably right here will most likely move to, I don't know, the outermost hole. I'm thinking get me more lined up with the steering wheel. This is just all trial and error. Seats literally take forever to get installed. Also, you got to remember, I got to put that spacer, the spacers in there. So I'll actually do that in a second. Put in the OE bolts, and you just want to leave everything real loose at first. You're probably going to do this like, I don't know, at least 5 times, something like that. Got it in, everything's loose. I like the way this is set up. It's my positioning on the holes. That's about where I am. Steering wheel is fully forward. This is like the up and forward position, but I usually rock it pretty much like that, which is cool. I got a new nut for the actual seatbelt tensioner over here. So what I'll do is we'll remove the seat real quick again. I'll just take out these bolts. I'm just kind of remembering the positioning, so I like there and there. So don't take my advice on this because I'm not a professional, but this is what I did. So on the restraint system right here, it has a discharge, or basically a tractor. Is that the name of it? Anyways, a shotgun blast basically shoots out right here. This thing shrinks up and it tightens your seatbelt down. That's the idea. So one of these wires is a seatbelt indicator, basically like saying, hey, yeah, your seatbelt's plugged in. And the other one is for shooting the shotgun blast. Skinny wire. So the red and black, it looks like, is the seatbelt like indicator, like is your belt buckled. And then the blue and yellow seem to be for that retractor thingy. That's how that's going on right now. So it's really trial and error of where the bolts fit in. You can see I'm using that bracket in the back there, 2 in the back of the bracket, and then 1 bolt basically goes in through here. So I feel like that's really good as far as, you know, mounting solution and all that goes. That's 3 bolts in that area compared to, you know, 4 bolts total hanging everything in, plus another 4. So I did thread the wire right through here and into here. Double, triple check your wiring here, because yeah, if you put this in backwards, chances are you could mess that thing up, and that's not good. You'll hear probably a nice little bang out of the front of that, and you'll have to go get this thing recharged. Oh yeah, washers have a side, guys, in my opinion. The sheared flat, really flat side that goes towards the bottom. The more rounded edges go to the side. You've never noticed that, and you're not paying attention, in my opinion. But yeah, they have a side. So this is super solid. You can move the whole freaking car on this thing, which is excellent. Seatbelt looks cool. It does have a restraint issue, so I'm gonna have to get that coated out. So when we turn it on, and I had a feeling it was obviously gonna do this. If we close the door, and so this is very tight, so you do have to make sure that's over the top there. Getting in is not too bad. Like I was saying earlier, gotta make sure that this strap is over the top, because it literally, the seat kind of hits the door card. You gotta shut the door pretty firmly. The car is super dirty outside. I haven't driven this car in like 3 weeks. I'm trying to save the tires for button willow. I could throw on my street set, but like, come on, that's no fun. We don't want to do that. So I do have that driver's restraint system error, which is basically the airbag over here. I'm assuming that it works in conjunction. It wants to see all the things. I'm hoping it doesn't just start binging at me over 20. Just wanted to give you my initial thoughts on, like, curious, is the door card gonna rattle like crazy because it's rubbing it? There's a chance it's making a little bit of a noise. Not to say that the stock seats are even bad at all, but this is just, you know, it hugs you a lot tighter. One of the problems with America or the United States, our seats, you know, even our sports seats, they don't make them as tight as they should, especially like in Audis and stuff. BMWs, they know pretty much the drivers are, you know, on the slimmer side, I would say, or they kind of just don't cater to the bigger US population, which in my opinion is nice because we're driving sports cars, but hey, whatever. But yeah, you can obviously get a wider seat. So this seat's pretty small. This is a Sparco Evo, so I could barely wear this with a Hans on. So obviously I don't have the proper type of Hans. Simpson makes the type of Hans that you can wear with the 3-point, which is pretty cool, because it goes down your back and like down your spine and connects everything without having to have a harness bar, or I should say a cage. Don't ever run a harness bar in a car like this. Like, this isn't even the greatest thing ever, because, you know, you want to be able to get tossed to the side in case of an accident or whatnot. But yeah, I don't know, maybe someday I'll put a cage in it. Maybe that'll be next, who knows. It would just be a bolt-in cage, just because I'm not gonna gut the car. Well, I'm not gonna weld in a cage into the car, is I guess what I should say. Even though I do prefer a weld-in cage, it's just like, it's a really expensive car, and that's kind of something you just can't really go back from. So that is a little bit of torque, a little bit of wheel spin, and no, I'll go over to my area. Like I said, we'll get a little heat in the tires. I just want to feel some G's in my seat. I got a little dummy in front of me. Oh, that's right, I gotta bed in the rear brakes. I forgot about that. I need to do a couple little light stops, but I guess we'll be doing that here. We'll do quite a few mediator. Oh shit, I'm fucked. My little off ramp's not even happening. That sucks. Freaking Corolla, you suck. Buzz. Corolla sucks. That's a bummer. Dang, they're repaving my freaking they're repaving my racetrack, my dudes. Maybe I'll be able to hit the other side without like interference by a 10-mile-an-hour Corolla. Fresh pavement on my racetrack? Very nice, very nice. Dudes, this feels good. Oh, the car feels very nice. You can hear quite a bit of tire noise because fresh pavement, but yeah, no, the seat feels solid. I hope that gave you some sort of representation. I felt snug. I felt solid in my seat. I feel connected to the car, which is absolutely awesome. So yeah, that was my goal. So next up, Button Willow. I got some more track mods. Hopefully this mod comes in before Button Willow, I'm hoping. It'll be kind of a big thing, which is very cool. I think you guys will enjoy. It should be good for the car and make me quicker on track, hopefully. If not, I'll take it off and then add more things and kind of figure that all out. But yeah, I'm really stoked on this upcoming thing, and then I got some other upcoming stuff in the works that I got to save on. All this stuff's real race stuff. All this stuff costs real money. So yeah, you can pick up these seat mounts from Brian at Keys Motorsports. They order them and get them through VAC Motorsports. VAC also makes like the rails and the little side mount thing for the seat belt. So order that stuff through Keys because Brian's awesome and Keys Motorsports is big into the F8x community, and he hooked me up with these bad boys and I made a video for you guys. So hope you enjoyed. Thanks a lot, Brian. We will talk to you soon. Later, guys, and wrench on. Let's get a little speed going. Ooh, ooh. 315 Nanking AR1s, ripping it up. Oh, dude. Money. This feels so good. I forgot how good these tires feel, so I don't want to wear these things out before Button Willow, but oh man, we're sub 2 at Button Willow. We are doing it. It's gonna be my second time at Button Willow. Last time, honestly, if I had the tires, I went on third day R888Rs and third track day, I should say. They were spanked. They were completely like bald by the end of the day at Button Willow, and I was all over the place. But it is what it is. I ran a 203. I'm aiming for 158s. Not even like 159. We're aiming for 158s, 157s. That's what I want to see in the first session. So I've been studying the track a lot and that sort of thing. Definitely a lot more since I went there. It's easier to study a track like once you physically go there, because then like those feelings, the feel of the track and all that stuff, like the markers, like you can kind of pick up on that stuff. Whereas the first time you go out, you might not. If I had a passenger, that would have been good. Also, last time I didn't have a timer. I didn't have a timer that worked, and that's like crucial in my opinion, because you can see like am I doing good? Am I on one? Like, am I on a hot lap? Do I need to let this guy by? Like, I'm not gonna give that guy the point by, or I'm gonna make a quick pass because I know I'm on a freaking hot lap and I'm not gonna screw that up. So, you know, it's kind of that. Like, I was kind of like behind some people because they were faster in the corners in a couple of spots, so I didn't want to hold them up even though I could pass them in the straight. Then again, that could have lost me easy a second and a half, just right there, just holding up, right? Because this car makes up for a lot of its time with the, you know, horsepower, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, thanks guys, Rich out.